Mr. Leventhal.
Well, thank you so much to OLO. And what this report does is it simply lays out some basic facts and projections, and good decisions in government should be driven by data, and that's all this report does, is it simply follows the numbers wherever they lead. What this report is not, although it may be interpreted this way, it is not an attack by the county council on the school system. First of all, this report was not a report by the county council. This report was by the Office of Legislative Oversight, which is part of the legislative branch of government, but its analysts are independent and objective, and we ask them to look into issues, and then they come back to us and present facts and data. So this is not a report by the county council. The 9 of us here are the county council, and the 9 of us here will make decisions based on our own best judgment, but hopefully driven by facts and data. So we're grateful for what OLO provides to us. Last week, my colleagues, Mr. Rice and Ms. Navarro, and I heard from all of the advisory boards and commissions that keep track of health and human services issues. And among many shortfalls that the Department of Health and Human Services is facing is a substantial shortfall in the availability of caseworkers to assist families get access to SNAP benefits, formerly referred to as food stamps. If children don't have access in their families to adequate nutrition, they won't be able to learn. We heard about shortfalls in caseworkers available to assist abused and abandoned children find foster placements. Children who are abused and abandoned, sadly, and in foster homes, sadly, make up a substantial proportion of our achievement gap in the school system. We heard about a shortage in child care subsidies that enable the children of low-income families to access certified and licensed daycare. Low-income children who do not have access to excellent pre-K care make up a substantial proportion of our achievement gap in the school system. And so the Department of Health and Human Services budget, as with many budgets in county government, is strained and is not able to grow, and we are experiencing substantial shortfalls in our ability to serve the very low-income families whose children comprise much of our achievement gap in the school system. And this gets to Mr. Elrich's point. That is, that when all of county government is constrained, those who suffer the most, often, are the children in our school system. Now, the state legislature made its judgment, and it passed the maintenance of effort law, and that's the law, and we have to live with it. And I believe we will be able to live with it, as long as our economy doesn't tank any worse than what we've already seen. But we're all optimistic. Little by little, we're crawling out of a recession. And if in the weeks and months to come, the school system submits to us a request that adheres to maintenance of effort, which the school system wanted, which it asked for, and which it got, then the budget next year ought to be reasonably civil. And we all ought to be able to work together, as we all want to do, and amply fund our school system, as we all want to do. I'm the father of 2 children receiving an outstanding education in the Montgomery County Public Schools. I am so delighted with the rigor and the excellence of the education that my 2 sons have gotten throughout their life in the Montgomery County Public Schools. My son Daniel's about to graduate, so he's been 12 years, and I'm confident he's going to go on to an outstanding college education thanks to the education he's gotten 12 years in the Montgomery County Public Schools. I'm proud to be a parent of Montgomery County Public Schools children. We support our public schools. Every single one of us here either has had or will have, Hans's kids are too young, kids in the public schools. So we support our public schools. We want to amply fund education. But what this report lays out is that when you have tightly constrained budgets in the rest of county government, that has a direct effect on the readiness of school children to learn.